Good morning, guys. We're out again. Turkeys are moving around because it's the first nice day we've had in a while. I decided to get in a little bit late today. They've had better luck once they're on the ground trying to locate and get on them. When they're in the roost, they tend to fly off in a different direction or whatnot, even if I'm not calling to them. So I'm with my special guest star hunter, Kenny from South Park this morning, and we're going to go and try to get a bird over here. Look at this. Looks like the mummy. Anyhow, it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, all those mothers out there, but turkey hunting's much more important than that, so we're out here. Right, Dee? Anyways, we're going to cut across. We got a field in front of us. We're going to cut across. I've got a bunch of turkeys out in this cut, and they were gobbling. I think there's 3 or 4 toms. So we've had to come all the way around. We got about a half-mile walk to get in and get over near where they are and call them. But I didn't have a choice because they were all set up in the access point on the other point. So we've kind of gone around them, coming in this way. So hold on, we'll go and set up and see if we can get one of these guys to come in. All right, we moved this way because we had all those turkeys over in this field. Right now, we get up in here and I got up on this high point in this cut and called. And I have one tom gobbling back. And he wasn't moving, so I kind of creeped down and looked in the field to see what was going on. And I've got the one tom, there's 4 jakes, a jenny, and a full hen. And they're all just kind of hankering down in there. The 2 other toms are nowhere to be seen, so I don't know where they went. They're not with them. And I haven't got another gobble, just that he gobbled. Now we're out of his bubble. I just called again, and he didn't answer this time. There's no way I'm getting him to leave those 2 hens. So their temperature isn't super high this morning. They're kind of blah this morning. So I'm not going to be able to pull him away. So right now we're going to go see if we can find another tom that's by himself. That's what's been going on. I've seen a lot of lone toms. This guy kind of got hooked up with a bunch of turkeys, so he's kind of set where he is. He feels pretty confident that he doesn't need to move. And you can see this cut is kind of tall. It's kind of grown up a little bit. It'd be really hard to call him into this stuff anyways from a nice open field where you can see. We're going to move back. The truck is back that way about a quarter mile. We'll get back to the truck and then we'll go to a different spot where I have a little bit better options. See if we can figure out where those other 2 birds are. They're all nice birds, but there was one in particular, a pretty heavy one that we saw. So one of them was gobbling his head off, and I don't know where he went. But we're gonna go back to the truck, swing around. There's a piece over here. I'll call from there, see what we can get, and then I got to meet up with Cole at 8:30 and see what he's up to, and take him out and see if we can call a turkey. So that's what we're doing. There's Kenny. You can see him back there. See? Hi, Kenny. As you can see, nobody's killed Kenny yet, but there he is. All right, let's go. a big tom. See the other one? Oh. Whew. So what happened here is we've got Cole with us. Come over here, Cole. We got Cole with us.
Away to us,
Yeah,
but still alive.
He'll be dead in a minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got Cole. We just picked him up, and we saw some birds at the bottom of the hill. So we came into this spot and set up. I climbed this fence, got over there, put a decoy out, and
then
they came. There was a gobbler right at the top of the mountain calling, so I thought they had gone around us. But they came in right from the side of us over here.
He said that.
And they were right on top of us before I can even get the camera
right on top
set up.
of us. Yeah, we couldn't even get anything set up, and
Yeah.
I go. The bird comes right in the view. He's poking his head up, looking at us, and I pulled the trigger. And I had forgotten to load the gun because I was taking care of Cole. So I actually, while the birds are standing 20 yards in front of us, I open the slide, I put a shell in, and I close it, and they never move, and I pull it. I killed the bird after I had to load the gun in front of them. That has never happened in my entire life.
And we got a turkey.
Yeah. Cole,
Cole, sit down there with your grandpa.
Fun?
Yeah.
Sit down there with your
Sit down here with me so we can talk to the camera. So, Cole, you tell us what you saw. What happened?
I did not hear the turkey, and then I did not see it, and then I was just watching, looking that way, and then all of a sudden I saw a turkey.
And they were right there.
Yeah, and then they walked up, and then shot.
And now he's done.
Yeah.
And now Cole gets a turkey feather fan. Right?
Yeah, he's done.
He's dead now? So we'll go out there in a minute. We'll just because you don't want to walk up to them because they have spurs on them.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the birds with the big spurs on it.
We'll find out.
We'll find out in a minute, but that was a pretty great hunt. I mean, it only took us a minute. And you did really good. You stayed right still. That was awesome.
That's the stillest I've ever seen him.
Was that exciting?
Yeah.
Now, is it your turn to shoot one?
No.
No, you're not going to shoot one yet? You got to wait till you're bigger?
So I'll probably shoot one sometime.
Will you fit? Okay. All right. One of the old birds. I think the one in the back was the bigger of the two, but this is the one that...
I was going to this one. It's a nice one right there.
All right, so this morning I kind of went out early trying to find turkeys, and we got all frustrated. We had some turkeys strutting on the road and stuff, but it was basically trying to find some turkeys so I could take Cole this morning. I had to pick him up at 8:30, and we went and picked him up. And on the way here, we saw a couple turkeys. There's an abandoned horse paddock up here, horse pasture on this piece of property that has an old rundown fence and stuff on it. And we knew that there was no animals in it, but we saw the turkeys down at the bottom, and it's a long field that goes way, way down. So we picked up Cole, we took a ride up this road as he falls off the stone wall here, and we decided there's some trees up the top between the fence line and the field, so we went up and sat there. I called a couple of times. I could hear him way down the hill gobbling at us, and there was one that was up on top of this hill. So I thought the one on top of the hill, or the two on top of the hill, were going to come and J-hook down to us. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I heard a gobble. I look over and there's these two monster toms coming up through the field with two jakes. And they were right on top of us. I don't even know if Diane got the camera set up quick enough. I don't know if she got them on film or what she got. But they were on top of us, so we couldn't move. Cole did a really, as you can see, Cole has a hard time sitting still. And he's always bouncing around like Tigger. So, but he held absolutely rock solid still as those birds moved in. It took them about 3 or 4 minutes to work their way to us, and they were moving slow, and he was just completely still, shockingly. And they came up to the fence. They got right in my line of fire. They had a decoy out. They were heading to the decoy. And I lined up the first bird, and I pulled the trigger, and click. And I looked down. I heard Diane say, "It's not loaded." And I looked, and all my shells were in my holder. because I was getting him all set up and ready, trying to be safe and get him up the hill, and forgot to load the shotgun. So somehow, remarkably, while the turkeys are 20 yards, 25 yards ahead of me in the field looking at me, I actually opened the slide, dropped a shell in, slid it forward, locked it, turned the gun right side up again, and aimed it, and as you can see, it was successful. So we have a good turkey here. He's got about 1.25 inch spurs on him, and he's got probably a 11-inch beard. I would say he's about 20 pounds. He's an average weight turkey for his age. Really nice bird. Super happy. Are you super happy?
Yeah. And I got turkey feather.
And the best part, you know, I was supposed to hunt this morning with James, and I had to work. So after I got done, I went in a little bit early to get done early. 8:30, I went and picked him up. So it worked out. I can't believe it worked out. I figured we'd be out here and he'd hear some gobbles and he'd have a good time. He'd hit his crow call and have fun. We wouldn't see any turkeys. I cannot believe that it happened that fast. That was fast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you were literally just at your house and then we shot a turkey.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took?
5 minutes. Just 5 minutes to sit there and 2 seconds to shoot it.
Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it? Was it exciting?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Go get your crow call. You got to call your own crow call. So this is just like when you got little guys like this getting out. It can happen. It doesn't normally. Most of the time you get a little guy like this and it's just out there getting him used to being in the woods. Nothing happens.
Cover your ears.
You hear anything? Let them play with their crow call. Oh, you know what you should do for practice?
It's a wild one.
That's Cole's turkey call he's got to learn how to use.
Yeah, this is Cole's. Those are nice. That's a shot gobble call. Use that to get him to gobble. So he bought himself a turkey call kit. I don't hear him. But let him play with stuff. Let him have a good time. Don't worry about whether you get a
I'll
bird
tell you
or
if I
not.
hear something.
Okay, you do that. And just deal with all the craziness that they get into, because this is how they get into doing outdoor stuff. Is to let them experience
and they
it.
poop everywhere, so.
Yeah, so you shoot them, right? Are you gonna eat him? Yeah.
Yeah, but I want all the feathers.
Well, we'll get some of them. You don't want all of them.
Yeah, but I want some top one and then I want the fin.
See?
Because these top ones, look.
His main concern about this whole turkey hunting thing was what?
Feathers.
Feathers. Even though he's gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So now what do we got to do with him?
Take him home and take him to our house, and then.
We got to go show Mom,
Yeah,
and then we got to go cut him up,
Yeah.
and then we got to get your fan all fixed and dried out.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yep. Well, I can do it at my house. I got all the stuff to do it. If you want to come down and help me with it.
We can do that.
Okay, so we can get that all done. But anyways, like I said, let the kids just be kids while they're doing this. So many guys take their kids hunting and they push them to try to do exactly like a grown-up does. They're kids. Let them have fun. If he had pulled that thing out and crowed at the turkeys while they were in the field instead of me shooting one, I would have been fine with that. Because this was his hunt. It was to make him want to get out and turkey hunt more. Just let them enjoy themselves. Don't force them to do something. Yeah, I've seen guys that do this with sports and force their kids. And you know what? In the long run, when they get older, they don't do the sport anymore. They don't go out and they don't hunt. They don't do any of that stuff because they're forced to do it. We don't want to do that, do we?
Yeah. Cover your ears.
We're covering our ears. Hold on. Everybody cover their ears. You hear it? You hear anything?
All right, we got to get your turkey done. We gotta get your turkey processed
Yeah,
here.
we got to get this done. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. You'll see a lot more with this guy right here. We're gonna do a lot more with Cole, with fishing and hunting and stuff, and let him just be Cole. Because let's face it, the kid's hilarious.